Hello everybody, how we doing out there? It is Doc with Ready Set Crypto. Today's Thursday, the 23rd of August. Welcome aboard everybody. Let us know where you are coming in from today. Where are you located on this planet? Like to know where people are checking in from today. And when you do so, also give me a pair that we can look at today. So I will start things off here by looking at what we see on the crypto charts. Again, my name is Doc Severson today with Ready Set Crypto. So what I'm seeing here on Bitcoin is we are finding some support down here at the anchored VWAP, which goes back to the beginning of the year. That's around 26,000. However, what I'm also seeing is that this is a pretty ugly looking head and shoulders play here. So this is head and shoulders, and we have released to the downside. So this might get back up to the 200-day moving average in green. Might find some resistance up there at that point. However, if we're able to get above 28,000, then this could be a very quick bear trap setting up. So again, what I think needs to be done though on the monthly chart is that we need to see the monthly chart create what's called a higher low. So we need to see it drift back down here a little bit. That may come as low as 20,000. The measured move for this head and shoulders pattern is down at 18.5. So anywhere in that area would be just fine. Remember, don't fight the structure of the market right now. Don't fight the structure of it. Let that higher low set up, and then look for the next move from there. It should be an impulse move to the upside. All right, so today's session is going to be relatively short. I've got a number of trades with today's rally that we've seen in the traditional markets. I've got a number of positions to close out for profits, so I'm going to have to book out of here maybe in about 12 minutes or so. So get them in fast, and let's do a quick lightning session today. So we got hey, Coolio. Hey, Lenny G. Hey, Steph. Let's see. Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. I haven't been there in Mechanicsburg. What was that? 376, Route 376. It's on, what is it? Gosh, maybe I'm going to get confused with Pittsburgh, but I thought it was on the east side of Pittsburgh. Let's see. We got Steph coming in from Amsterdam. We got Viter coming in from Bangalore, the home of the torpedo. All right, so we're going to go straight in with Bart. Bart wants to look at XMR, and we will do that. So we're going to look at XMR versus the US dollar and see what's going on there. Now, we got a really ugly chart, totally range bound here from the last several months. This is going back, well, a year. This is going back a year. We're finding support around 130. Resistance around 180 to 190. So it's just trading in a huge range for right now. Eventually this range will go away. It'll start to break out, but not before it breaks above 170. All right, so thanks Bart from Chicago. And Vider wants to look at Polkadot. So we're going to look at DOT. Polkadot is not in good shape right now. Polkadot is not in good shape. So there's no way to sugarcoat it right now. This is a pretty serious downtrend, which has gone all the way from $50 down to $5. Been trimmed. It's been decimated. It's 1/10 what it was before. So until this starts to trade with higher highs and higher lows on the weekly chart, I would say avoid this one. So don't, I don't know how long you've been holding these bags, but this one is not in good shape. It's not getting any better. So wait for the primary coins to break out first and then see if this one has anything behind it. All right. Greetings from Palm Desert, California. Sounds like a beautiful place. Hey, Bart. Noza Capital, all the way from South Africa. Very good. Okay, let's see. Pendle versus USDT. Pendle. All right, so this is the closest I can find to that. And I don't know if that's what you're looking for. I doubt it. Let's see if I can look again here under crypto. Pendle. There we go. I got the wrong category. So Pendle versus USDT has been in a serious downtrend ever since it released back in early July. So what I would do with this one, draw yourself a trend line in this area and don't touch it until it breaks through that trend line. All right, so that's Pendle. All right, Coolio wants to look at, let's see, we already looked at Polkadot. Let's look at Cardano. And I got Cardano over here somewhere. It's the number 5. Okay, so Cardano is just in miserable condition right now. Again, if you don't get the perspective of this, go out to a larger time frame chart like the weekly chart here. And so we're seeing a lot of these coins looking like this. Now that's a long base. It's a long base. This is doing the hard work. It stopped going down so hard because, quite honestly, we're getting price compression because it doesn't have much further to go to be able to drop down to zero. I don't know what the story is with Cardano. It was one of the most promising ones even just 2 years ago or a year and a half ago, and has turned into utter shite lately. So see this trend line here? Don't touch it until it gets above that trend line in terms of buying. Okay, so we did Polkadot, ADA. Hello from Darwin, from down under in Oz. Fantastic. All right. Not thinking of accumulating, not holding, thinking of accumulating for the upcoming bull run. Yeah, if you've got a very long time frame, you can accumulate at low prices down here. But I'm thinking to myself, I would not even bother accumulating unless something is in a primary uptrend. Okay, so we got a question coming in from Bart. Hey, Coob, how you doing? I'll get to your comment in a minute. Let's see. Let's go to XMR. So this is a weekly chart on XMR. Can you trade within the triangle? Certainly you can. All right, so let's do that. Unfortunately, the one thing I've learned about trading this type of pattern, Bart, is that when everybody sees the same thing, when everything is obvious like this, the trade is over. So let's put this trend line here. So we have we have this triangle pattern. And so you could trade short up here, you could trade long down here. But what I found is when it's this obvious, then typically what happens is you'll see something happening like, oh, I'm just going to short this when it gets up to 170, and then it just blows through it like that. Why does that happen? Because people like you and I see the same things and we say, oh, let's put a short position up there. It should be a good trade. And then somebody that knows better will blow through that on purpose, will actually, get some demand going and get all the shorts covering, which adds more demand to that. So I would just be careful with something like that. If you can, use a derivative so you limit your risk, or just buy as much as you're willing to lose. You look at it that way as well too. Okay, Vider wants to look at Ethereum. So let's look at Ethereum. Looked at this briefly. All right, Ethereum is doing okay. It's not doing as well as Bitcoin is. Bitcoin's probably doing the best this year of all the crypto assets, at least on a consistent basis. We've had other ones explode and then come right back down again. But Ethereum is doing okay. I mean, on a percentage basis, it's still probably like amazing, right? If you're going from, I mean, just this year, if you're going from 1,100 up to 1,600, that's a pretty good move. That's a pretty good move. But what I don't like is it's starting to lose some support levels here. It's starting to lose some support levels. Like this one, this is the anchored VWAP. This was support. This goes back to the beginning of the year. This was support on this bounce. Everything's looking good. And then just in the last few days, it's just been rotten, rotten to the core. And what is former support now is becoming new resistance. So it, like just about everything else, we need to see a major higher low setting up on the monthly chart. Need to see that. I've been talking about that for months. It's painful. It sucks, but it just has to be done. You've got to create the right negativity in the market to create the conditions necessary for a bull run to start, right? Prove me wrong on that. Go to Bitcoin and look at the conditions where we had the most negativity, the greatest amount of negativity over the last year or so. So let's see the conditions for that. All right, so we had the FTX debacle back here in November. That marked the low of the last year. We had the banking crisis back here in March. When you have a crisis like that, everything gets thrown out the window, and then people said, oh, wait a minute, Bitcoin, alternative to traditional finance, boom. Every single one of these has been, when we get into the negative conditions, that marks the low. And it's hard to think like that, but that's the way things work. So we got a nice move coming here in. Somebody's saying BTC's pumping. Yeah, we're getting some movement here. So this is just a 12-minute chart, but just since we've been talking here, it's not my fault. I swear, it's not me. It's not me doing it. Still wondering. Hey, Wendy. Still wondering about Decred. So DCR. I know this was like, this was Checkmate's baby. This was his pride and joy, and I hate to see it, but it's gone from 240 down to less than 20. And so I would say it's on the avoid list for right now. This is not me saying it, it's just the price. This is the price saying stay away from this one until it's able to start to, I would say, trade above this line. So like 18 seems to be the cluster. I would stay away from this one until it gets above 18. Okay, so I'm going to have to go here very shortly because I've got a number of positions to close up. But let's go look at INJ versus Tether. And that one actually looks pretty good. That's been looking really good since the beginning of the year. This is a daily chart. This has got to hold 7. This has got to hold 7. Otherwise, here's your trend line right here. See this trend line here? Watch that trend line. If it breaks that trend line, if it closes below there, you are out. You're done. What it needs to do at this point is to trade above 825, 850 or so to maintain the uptrend. It's got to be able to trade above there and eventually above 10. So I think we've looked at this one recently before. This is a really good looking chart, but if it starts to lose this trend line, you get out. You get out there, David. Okay. Hey, guys. I'm sorry for making this short, but we're going to do it short and sweet today. So thanks for joining me here. And we try to do this every Wednesday or so. Sometimes we'll skip it if the market's boring. So we'll maybe see you next Wednesday, maybe the week after that. But either way, thanks for joining us here at Ready Set Crypto. Check out the trial that we have at readysetcrypto.ONE. Free trial. Check us out. Thanks, everybody. You guys take care. Thanks for joining. Be good.